Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, November 19th, 2020, 1 week until Thanksgiving in the United States. Hello, everybody. My name's Jennifer Cotton, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And what that means is I teach people how to make greeting cards, gift packaging, scrapbook pages, home decor pieces, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and all kinds of other tools and cool stuff. Hey Rhonda, good morning. And thanks for sharing. So I've been doing this for 19 years. This month in November is 19 years for me, November 2020, that I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and showing people how to make their own greeting cards, like especially right now, holiday cards, Christmas gift tags, gift packaging, and more. I've been doing it for 19 years. And this is my full-time job. So when you comment on the video, that helps me. It helps bring attention to my Facebook Live. So thank you very much. And when you share the video, which that means if you click the little word that says share and you post the video somewhere else, to your personal page, to a group you're in, wherever, then that gives me some exposure as well. So I appreciate both of those things. If you do share, make sure you comment that you shared, because I'm going to enter you into a drawing, and Facebook doesn't tell me everyone who shares. So after you share, just like Stacy just did, just type in the word shared. And thank you, Stacy. Good morning, everybody. Let me see who all's here. Janet, North Carolina, good morning. Hey, Stacy in South Florida. Jackie, Janet, Jewel. Every time I look at my iPad, I don't read as well. Linda in Mansfield. Sherry, Terry. Oh, Terry's in Arkansas. Okay. Good morning, Terry. She doesn't live in Arkansas. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Catherine in the nation's capital. That's where you live for now. Hey, Martha. Okay, good morning, everybody. So as you come on, you can still say hi. Even if you're watching replay, you'll still be entered into the drawing until I do the drawing. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Dorothy. Hey, Debbie. Good morning. So today I'm going to make 3 cards, and what you'll be entered to win is the 3 cards I'm going to make today. And they are going to be with the Arrange a Wreath bundle. And I am using some other products as well, which I'll tell you about at that time. But this is the Wreath Builder dies and the Arrange a Wreath stamp set from our annual catalog. They're on page 127 in the big catalog, which means they're available approximately until the end of May, I believe. So that's good. You have lots of time to get these. And they're really all occasion. Beginning of May. May 3rd is how long this book is good until. And if you don't have any of the catalogs, let me know, and I'll let you know how you can get them from me. Kind of depends on your location and if you've ordered and all that stuff. So there's different ways to get it. Before I jump in, I have a couple of projects to show you guys. Gifts I've received from people, basically. So I got this. This is how it was packaged up. This is basically just one of Stampin' Up's clear envelopes, which I love. I use them for all kinds of stuff, and she did too. So Karen made me this magnet. So it's on a mason jar lid, and this is what inspired me to use Arrange a Wreath today. So that's with Arrange a Wreath. Hey, Robin. Hey, Susan. Hey, Cindy. Thanks for sharing, Debbie. Hey, Pat. Good morning. Hey, Tommy. Thanks for sharing. And Jewel, thanks for sharing. Jewel's in Alabama. Woohoo. All right. Robin says, happy pre-Friday. Love it. So I'm going to leave this out of the packaging now that I've shown you guys so I can actually put it on my refrigerator. But super cute. And then I got a card from Oma in the mail. And it's actually a card for the loss of a pet. We had we lost a pet a couple of weeks ago. And so thank you, Oma. It was very, very sad. Anyway, but beautiful card, right? Let me show it again. Beautiful card. And there's a sympathy note in there and a nice stamp that's not from Stampin' Up! About pets. So Deb says, does Stampin' Up! Tell you what will be retired in advance? They do. And so, for example, right now we're in our, we still have our annual catalog, but in addition, we have the holiday catalog. And towards the beginning of December, if not December 1st, I'm not 100% sure, they will give us a list from this catalog of what will not be carrying over. And when that list comes out, things instantly become while supplies last. So keep that in mind. And then for this catalog, same thing. So in April, they're going to give us our retiring list from this catalog, and things will instantly become while supplies last. The thing is, sometimes accessories run out before the list even comes out. It's a possibility. So I just like to warn my customers, especially accessories, because we don't make them. We only, anyway, we mainly make our stamps. So if like a die is going to retire, or an embellishment, or a designer papers, or a ribbon, they could run out before they even get the list out. So there's a point where it's like, do we order 5,000 more, or do we just sell what we have on stock? So anyway, if you really love something in one of the books and it's getting close to those retiring dates, which by the way, this one's good till only January 4th. So basically December is this retiring month. Buy it early. And I think Stacy also answered for you. Yeah. So yeah, it's about a month ahead of time that we get those lists. Okay, so if you see something you would like today and you want to place an order, every single month I have an online ordering special. And every month when you order online with $25 or more and use what's called a host code, which is a bunch of letters and numbers that you copy and paste or type in from me in my shopping bag. So you click on View Cart, and then it'll be on the side of your page, at least on the computer. And then right below that is Add Host Code. There's like a plus sign. Click that, pop it in there. That will qualify for you for my special. If your order online is $50 or more, you're also going to get a free full accessory. Let me grab the kit from last month. I do have one here. I have been using it when I typed my instructions, so stuff is sticking out. But this is what everybody received last month when they placed a $25 or more online order. For $50 or more, they also got a full pack of beaded pearls. And then the kit, you have all your card bases in the back. And then 4 clear envelopes, because they're awesome, to store all the supplies for each card in. And you can see we cut, die cut, punch. This is embossed. You probably can't see that, but stuff's die cut, punched, etc. And then you get a PDF instruction, of course, to be able to complete it. You get a thank you card. Thank you to Karen for designing and stamping those. And then you get the PDF instructions to make the cards. These were the 4 cards that it made for last month, which was for October. And these kits actually just got mailed because we were behind this month. They've received them, but they just got mailed. So pretty good deal. They always only use 1 stamp set, and I tell you ahead of time. So this month, place your online order, 25 or more, use the host code. This is the stamp set we'll be using, gift wrapped. And I do recommend you have the punch as well to complete your projects. But you can always hand cut out that bow if you don't. But that punch is awesome, so I would recommend it. And it'll be 4 cards, like always. Get this all back in here so it'll come like that when you place that order. And it comes at when the month is over. I combine all the, I do the count, and then Landa cuts it, and I do all the other stuff. Okay. If your order, by the way, online is $150 or more, you still get those gifts from me, but then don't use the host code, because then you're going to get a gift from Stampin' Up! As well, a minimum of $15 in free merchandise. So if you use the host code, you won't get that $15 free. Okay, so monthly classes, technically today's the deadline for card and scrapbook, and we've already passed the deadline for Sampler and Stamp-A-Stack. However, I do have a couple extra packets of everything. So if you would like to get any of those, either you have the link and you can use it, or contact me. But of course, I'll tell you if I'm sold out. So the only one I have samples of is Stamp-A-Stack, because Karen and Landa are cutting for me, and they have all my other samples that I'll get back once they're finished cutting the paper. But you're going to make 12 cards in the Stamp-A-Stack for only $30, and you're going to receive $20 in merchandise. So you make 3 of each card, 3 of each design. Everything for your card bases, you know, the cards will be cut, punched, die cut, embossed, everything possible. So like this piece will be die cut. You'll have to die cut these because you have to stamp first. This will be die cut out. Landa and I were just talking about her doing that yesterday. This will be embossed, and so on, for all 12 cards. So we do as much work as we can. You do need your own stamps and ink if you're going to do it at home. There is a live version. Today's the deadline to sign up for live. And there is a check out the supplies if you're local version as well. So that was Stamp-A-Stack, $30, 12 cards, $20 in merchandise. Great deal. Shipping can be added. By the way, for all of these, if they're being mailed, they'll go out on Monday, this Monday. If you're picking up, or which Monday is the 23rd, if you're picking up or coming to the live class, that's November 21st. So they'll be ready November 21st. Of course, you don't have to show up that day. You just tell me when. So there's that one. There is card class and scrapbook class. They're $15 each, free with a $20 order. By the way, this was Snowflake Wishes, I believe is the name of the bundle that you need. That's it, just the one. Card class is Celebration Tidings. We're doing 3 Christmas cards and 1 fall card. 4 cards, $15, free with a $20 order. Scrapbook is Peace and Joy bundle. I love these pages so much. 3 12 by 12 pages, $15, free with a $20 order. And you only need the Peace and Joy bundle to make those. I've shown sneak peeks of all of these last week, if you want to go back and look. 1 extra of each of those. And then last but not least, Sampler. I have 2 extra right now. It's in my opinion, it's a gorgeous sampler with the Poinsettia Petals bundle. So I basically made sure, this is the bundle, not the sample, that I used every version, I think I did, of the poinsettia that comes in this. So all the stamped ones, all the BSP ones, all that stuff, all on 1 sampler. So it's great. And that's $28. It includes $20 in merchandise. Everything's cut, punched, etc. And you can add shipping. So hopefully that makes sense. I do have a club you can join for Sampler and Stamp-A-Stack. And those clubs are the same exact price, but the only difference is after you've been in club for 6 months, you get $25 in free merchandise. So being a regular customer who always... I don't know if I just cut off. I got a weird... it was like a phone call, but not a phone call. So... being a regular customer with Stamp-A-Stack or Sampler pays off. You get rewarded after 6 months. So any questions on any of that, let me know. For my stamping bingo, it's Saturday, November 28th on Zoom, and I do have 1 spot available. So if you want information on stamping bingo, let me know. It includes make and takes, of course. It's a card class, or a stamp class. We're making gift card holders and gift tags. Super cute with the Peace and Joy bundle. Landa has those samples right now as well. But I have a spot for 1 person if you want to sign up for that one. And yeah, any questions on that, just let me know. Really, I need to know by Monday to add somebody so that I can mail your packet out by Monday. My sneak peek event of the upcoming celebration and January to June mini catalog is coming. I'm very excited. So these are the catalogs. Last week, on my Facebook Live, I did a walkthrough, or an unboxing of all the stuff I purchased so far. December 1st, demonstrators can order pretty much everything from both of these books. So I will have a lot more after December 1st, and I'll be ordering all the products I need for this sneak peek event. So if you are local in Midlothian, Texas, or nearby, of course in Texas, as long as you're about 2 hours away, that's considered local. This class is Saturday, December 12th at the Midlothian Civic Center. Lots of COVID rules will be in place. There's a limit to how many people, 2 per table, masks required the entire time over your nose and your mouth. And hand washing, no meals will be like shared, all that stuff. So you can attend it live and use all of my stuff to make new stuff, to make stuff with new product. Now, if you're not local, there is a to-go version. Just know you need your own supplies. And I will be, I can't remember if I added them to my emails. I think I did, but I will list all of the bundles and stamps I'll be using when I send out my next emails so that you'll know. And if you're a demonstrator or you want to be a demonstrator in December, hey, Landa, and be able to purchase all that stuff, then you can use your own stamps and bundles and stuff at home. Hopefully that makes sense. And complete them with the PDF tutorial. There will be stamping demonstrations for in-person and to go. They'll be done on a private Facebook group, so those videos will be recorded. And if you attend live, and some people mail these in, there's an optional card swap. There is a door prize drawing that everyone gets entered into when you participate in this, etc. It's $45, 10 projects. You're going to get some product with your fee that you get to keep. And of course, it'll be a lot of fun. So any questions on that, let me know. It's December 12th. I have to cancel my event space by November 26th if I can't do it live, if I don't get enough people. So if you are attending live and want to sign up by November 26th, that's helpful to me. Okay, coming soon, my paper share. I'm very excited. Out of this new catalog, there are, did I write it down? 9 new designer papers, and then several more new specialty papers, all brand new, never seen before by Stampin' Up. And you can get a sampling of every single one of those with this share. So that's why it's called a share. We all go in together and we buy all the packs, and then we cut them up and send you your portion. So you can do just the paper share only like normal. So you order it, we cut your paper up, and it's $60 with shipping, $52 without shipping. And that's basically the exact price. Like, we don't add a lot of markup to that. It's basically we add the shipping, the packaging, and the cost of the product plus tax and shipping. That's it. So no markup, $60 with shipping, $52 without if you want to pick it up. And it's a ton of stuff. You're going to get, we cut them in 6x12 if possible, and then 6x6 if that's how it comes. So you get 12-inch pieces. I'm trying to find my number. Oh, 54 sheets of 6x12, and I believe it's 24 of 6x6. I still need to redo my math on that one, but it's either 12 or 24. I get confused. Anyway, it's a lot of paper. And then, so that's the share. Now, if you want to do the designer paper share party with friends, it's with me, April, and Alejandra. And we will, if you choose this version, here's what you get. Tips on how to use designer paper in your projects. A sampling of every designer paper, just like the other, which would, by the way, cost you over $150 to purchase all the packages full. 6x12 and 6x6, PDF tutorial and video instruction, Facebook party on January 30th, which will be recorded so you can watch later, bonus project ideas, door prize drawing entry, 9 make and takes, and we're going to use the Happy Thoughts and Pretty Perennials bundle. Happy Thoughts is a stamp set, Pretty Perennials bundle from this catalog for your make and takes, and you can add those on when you register if you need them, or you can use your own stamps, or you can substitute something else. And then we'll cut all the paper for your make and takes except your designer paper. You'll cut that up yourself. So deadline to RSVP January 17th. Kits will be ready by January 25th. And so that one, the price is only $75 with shipping. So if you do the math, it was $60 for the share. If you only add $15, you get all the extra stuff. And then with no shipping, $68. And then, like I said, you can add on those stamp sets when you register if you choose, or the bundles. Okay, so any questions on that, let me know. There's not an RSVP link yet. I need to get it set up, but I just want everybody to save the date and know it's coming. But also, we can't collect money for it until closer to the catalog time due to Stampin' Up! Rules. Okay, so don't forget, Curvy Celebrations is still a product you can order. So, Quite Curvy and the Curvy dies you can order now, and they're coming out in our January to June mini catalog, but they're available now to everybody. So as a pre-order, and I showed these last week. And then Curvy Christmas is only available till January 4th, and then it will be gone forever. And I showed this last week. It's so cute. And then there's a designer paper, which I don't have now because Landa has it because she's using it to cut up for bingo. But it's called Classic Christmas. It's actually on back order right now. You can see it in some of these designs here. But, and these are Curvy Celebrations samples. But anyway, the designer paper will be back, supposed to be by November 30th. So you can still order it. It'll just be back ordered. And then they'll ship it to you when it arrives in their home office. So these are all samples using those products, the Curvy Celebration products. And I showed a lot of these on my video last week if you want to go back and watch that. So those products are on the online store only right now. They're not in a catalog yet. And there's a flyer, of course. And I'll put a link to this flyer in a comment on this video after. You can see all that stuff there. So that's going on. Now, of course, as a demonstrator, we get to order everything early. So I got to order that last month with my discount. I got to order, because I attended Stampin' Up's on-stage event, some of this stuff early, but December 1st, all demonstrators, no matter what your level or when you purchase the kit, get to purchase from this early, December 1st. And that includes, if you get our starter kit December 1st, you can add these items to it. Not this one so much, because that's free with purchase, but you can add the ones that we can purchase. And just contact me if you want info on that, because I can tell you how you'll be able to see those products online to pick from. And the what was I going to say? Oh, the kit is $99 plus tax only, free shipping for 125 of your choice. 125, you pick what you want. Okay, so let me catch up real quick on who has joined us, if I can remember where I stopped. Cindy, thanks for sharing. Hey, Shirley in Maine, good to see you here. Thanks for answering that question, Stacy, by the way. Hey, Deb. Hey, Hannah. Good morning, everybody. Darla, good morning. Hey, Liz. Barbara, good morning. Sandy and Shirley. Of course, I said hi to Landa when she popped on. what did Martha say? Hello, Landa. Hey, Stella. Hey, Joni. A little late, that's okay. And Margie. And Susan, good morning. And then Hannah, I need to get a book for Candy and I. These new ones are not available to customers yet. Like, I can't even order these yet. So if that's what you mean, Hannah, I don't have those yet. We just got our one free one, and not all demonstrators even have theirs yet. It depended on if you attended that event, but we can view them online. So if you're a demonstrator or you want to become a demonstrator, you can view it online. And then when we place our orders December 1st, which you're not required to place an order, but if you place an order December 1st as a demonstrator, your free book will come. No, they don't do it that way anymore. They've already mailed us our free books. They're just in the mail. I'm thinking of like 2 years ago how we did it. But anyway, I can order them for you guys in December. So hopefully all that makes sense. Okay. Last, I think, but not least, Paper Pumpkin. You still have until December 10th to sign up for the teddy bear kit. That's what I'm calling it. It's called Berry Comforting. And as you can see, there's little die cuts of teddy bears and cupcakes and who knows what else, because that's all the sneak peek we get. But it's a craft kit box you get in the mail once a month. It includes a stamp set, ink, and all the supplies you need to make whatever the projects are. This is the one for the previous month. The kit for December is going to make 12 full-size cards with envelopes. And it has sweet and simple sentiments for a variety of occasions. Hey, Dana. Good morning. Hey, Roseanne. And Elizabeth. Ooh, Austria, Gail. Awesome. Good morning. Or probably not good morning for you. I don't know. Hey, Dawn. I'm trying to see. Cool. I think I caught up there. So any questions on that, let me know. I'll put the links. It's only $22 a month if you subscribe. $22 plus tax only. Free shipping. Or shipping's included. Or you can pre-purchase. It's, what's the word? It's called, it's not pre-purchase, prepaid subscription. So you're not a subscriber. You just buy 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, pay tax and shipping, and then you'll get them for that many months, and then it won't continue. So let me just give you a little view into what we got last month. There's always your instructions, a stamp set that's not sold anywhere else, only available in the kit. This is a really gorgeous stamp set. And then all the supplies to make the projects, including embellishments and your ink. So what did Martha say? Can customers purchase just one? Yes, if you mean Paper Pumpkin. So they can, and Martha's a demonstrator, so they can go to your online store and then search or click the word Paper Pumpkin, and then there's prepaid options. 1 month, and of course they can order this through you as well, and you can enter it as a demonstrator. 1 month, 6 month, 1, 3, 6, or 12 month prepaid. When you do the prepaid, a perk of that is it qualifies for, like for me, my online ordering special. Subscriptions don't, simply because they're processed a completely different way through the company. They count towards host benefits, like if someone's hosting a party and your friend wants to place an order for Paper Pumpkin, or if you're placing an online order and it reaches 150 or more, then, and Paper Pumpkin was part of it, you qualify for host, free stuff from Stampin' Up, etc. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, I can't wait either, Dana. And Sandy says it's a great deal. Correct. So hopefully that answers. All right, so I have, what is this other stuff sitting in front of me? I have a bunch of stuff piled in front of me. I showed you the Stamp-A-Stack cards, but I didn't show this other stuff. From my team meeting last weekend, we do a team meeting every month. It's optional. Everything's optional if you're in my team, but they can attend live, which we have about 8 people right now attending live, and then watch it on Facebook Live, but you can still participate in our swap by mailing it in or dropping it at my house. So these, like this was a mailed in swap. This is from Barbara, and this was the winner. It's always a contest. She won $20 in merchandise from me. you can't see it as good here, but it's gorgeous in person, and my lights are interfering. And these are some of the other card swaps that we received. So cute. And so if you choose to participate, you get back one of each card, which is awesome. Build up your your sample collection, or if you're not doing this as a business, you just have more cards to share, maybe with stamp sets you don't own or styles you wouldn't have done yourself. Thank you guys for sharing. A lot of people use the new product, so if you didn't get to purchase it, you can get samples with the new stuff. This was one of our swaps, and it's from a brand new stamp set coming out in the new catalog. There's another with the Kirby stuff. So it's a pretty cool benefit to be able to do card swaps as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in our team, we do it monthly. Of course, we have almost 200 people in our team, so you can see not everybody participates. And it is optional. And then these were the make and takes from the meeting that if you are not local, you can still take these if you like. You just use your own stamps at home. And in general, we do 4 projects a month. Sometimes it varies. Of course, all this was cut and scored and blah, blah, blah by Landa. Thank you very much, Landa. Everybody thanked her very much at the meeting. And then we got a bonus project this month because the person who did my stamping demonstration, Mary Ann, which technically Robin did for her because Mary Ann wasn't feeling good. So thank you to both. Robin's on here. But Mary Ann designed it, I'm sure she got the template somewhere. And then she cut it for everybody attending live. So that's how I got one. So it was this she showed us how to make this adhesive carrier holder. And then she actually cut up paper for each of us to get one as well. So there we go. All right, I'm going to point the camera down now. Hey, Barbara. Oh, Barbara says Landa is awesome. I probably already said hi to you, Barbara. I did not adjust this today. Ahead of time, I should say. And let me see here. Hey, Mary. Hey, Pam in North Carolina. Sandy said gorgeous card. I'm sure, let me fix this. I'm sure you're probably talking about one of those meeting cards, which, by the way, I didn't design, so I'm not bragging. I just purchased the meeting. It's called a meeting planner. I purchased those ideas. Thanks for sharing, Mary. Robin says, way to go, Barbara, for winning. Oh, maybe you were talking about Barbara's card. Hey, staff shortage at work. Uh-oh, Elaine. Well, good. I'm glad you're here, though. Okay, so let me get started. As a reminder, I'm using Arrange a Wreath. This is in our annual catalog. And let me see, the 6. So I need to go this way, I think. And it's like an all occasion stamp set, truly. You can, obviously with what it comes with, you can do Easter, Christmas, fall, Thanksgiving, and Valentine. But then you can pretty much make these any theme you want, either just by making wreaths in the color or combining with other stamps. So you're going to see that a little bit today. We'll see. Okay, so that's what I'm using. I think I've pre-done all the die cutting today. So if you are new to stamping and you don't know how to die cut, just watch another of my videos or watch next week. I'm sure I'll show it again if I'm on next week. It's Thanksgiving week, we'll see. Thanksgiving in the United States. Hannah says Austria, hello. So she's welcoming you. Okay, so here we go. For this first card, and I have a funny thing here. I'll show in a second. My card base is real red, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. That is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock cut in half. That's a standard card size that we stampers make, and it is economical because you get 2 out of 1 sheet of paper, and it fits into the envelopes we carry. We call them medium, so our medium white and vanilla and medium clear envelopes, which you guys have seen are the ones I like. Okay, so I fold my card base in half with the bone folder. I like to align the two corners on the table, pinch it only one time with my finger, and then use the bone folder to actually fold. That will give you less wrinkles on the inside. And you get those wrinkles even more so with colored cardstock than white or vanilla. Just heads up there. And then I have two pieces of Whisper White. One is for the front and one's for the inside, simply because it's a darker color. And they're both 4 by 5 1/4. So that's a 1/4 inch smaller than this size here, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I don't want to forget about my inside. So I'm going to leave, do I need to stamp it? I do. So I'll just leave both of them here. I'll set my card base aside. So I'm going to stamp on these two, one later. Okay, so let me bring the dies back in. So I have pre-die cut, and this is mainly to save you guys time, but they cut very smooth and easy, especially with our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There are 2 wreaths in this set that look like this. And I've pre-die cut one from, why I'm going to stamp on that. I'm getting myself so confused. One from Shaded Spruce cardstock, and one, that's that one. And then this one is from the red velvet paper. So I don't know if you can see it as well on the video, but it's velvet. So it has texture and it's very vibrant red. Let me just show you compared to real red. So I love how vibrant it is as well. Nothing wrong with real red, but this is super vibrant color. And having that, like, it makes it more realistic, basically. So the real red, or they call it red velvet, yes, is found in our holiday catalog, and we do not know if this will carry over. So if you want that, get it now. You get 2 sheets of 12 by 12 in a pack. And of course you can see where I've cut mine up and used a bunch and all that stuff. I'm actually on, I don't know what pack of these now. I've used it so much. So when you're cutting specialty paper with very intricate dies, I just recommend going back and forth 2 or 3 times before taking it off of your die cut machine, just to make sure it cuts all the way through. And then on these, there's one right there. You can see there's pieces to poke out after in these little openings. And that's another reason I didn't cut these on the video, just because you'd have to then wait for me to poke all those pieces out to make my card. So that's gonna make a really pretty wreath, but we'll set it aside for now. And then these are gonna be the 2 wreath dies that I'm using on a bunch of our projects today. In addition, for this one, I used the bow die, and I used it on the red velvet paper again. So we'll have that on the card. Super cute. And then I discovered after that there is a second die to basically make a double bow. So I don't have that for mine, but you can die cut this one and have 2 loops, or as many as you want to die cut out, I guess, actually. Or that can be like a crooked Halloween mask. So. And then, of course, there's dies for all these images. So you can do 2 hearts, 2 Easter eggs, and 2 pairs at a time when you're die cutting. Stamp on both at the same time, cut on both at the same time. And lots of other stuff as well. I'm using this flower on one of the cards in a little bit. And I think those are the only dies I used today. I didn't use any of the others, but I did use this flower. So I'll just show that now so we don't have to pull it back out. Okay, so... and I'm just going to show this now so I don't forget. So when you cut this die out, this is what the centerpiece that comes out looks like. I think that's aligned correctly. So I was like, oh, when you do it out of metallic paper, it kind of looks like a throwing star or a saw. I forget what those saws are called, but whatever those kind are. So that is possibly a project you could make out of your leftovers, especially with the metallic paper. I cut these in several colors. So I have foil, green foil. I don't think I did any red of that color. I didn't. The center from this one's not as cute, but it still gives you a usable piece of foil or whatever your paper is right there in the middle. So I just wanted to show you that. Use your creativity. And of course, if you don't want to use it for that, you can still punch or die cut, like I said, that center part. So that was what I laughed about when I picked this up, because I saw my pile of all of my centers that I had cut out when I got ready for this video. So there we go. Hopefully y'all like that. Okay. So I'm going to do the front of the card first. So this is not required by any means for this card, but I decided to use the Stamparatus. For one thing, because I haven't used it in forever. But for another, because this is a very solid wreath image that comes with the stamp set. It's super solid, and I wanted it to stamp well. It wasn't really an issue of aligning it, which is what this machine is also for, but I wanted to be able to re-stamp it if I didn't ink it good. Okay, so what I did, when you buy the Stamparatus, you get 2 of these plates. I have my second one here. It comes with 2, and they come out like you just saw. So you can stamp from 2 sides of the Stamparatus, and this side is open because that means you can put 12 by any size paper you want in there. It can hang over. So you can stamp from this side, then you flip it around and you can place an image on this side. So that's 2 stamping surfaces. And then same here. So that's 4 stamping surfaces total. I can't really show you. Let me peel this back. I've taped down my scratch paper, which is a tip because that can shift. And if you've marked where your stuff needs to be, that's a problem. So I washi tape it down. If I can peel this back. But under here, when you're using photopolymer, it comes with a foam mat that you use for photopolymer. This is sitting on top of the base. But I have the deluxe foam mat, which you can purchase for $6, and I love it. It's a tiny bit thicker than the other one, so it works a little better. And it also has a grid on it, and it's like plastic, so ink should rub off of it if it's not a permanent ink. But I do have the scratch paper here, which we sell that as well. So hopefully all that makes sense. It comes with 2 magnets, which can store on the bottom. Don't get them close to each other because they'll snap together and break. And I covered mine with packing tape so that if they do snap together and break, they're still in one piece. And I'll also put a little handle on there with tape. Those are the main things you need to know about the Stamparatus. I think it's an amazing stamp positioning tool. And then I figured out where I wanted my image, and how I do that, by the way, is I place my paper on the Stamparatus, and then I place the stamp on the paper, and then I close the lid and pick up the stamp. That is not, I wonder if I have this on the wrong side. No. That's not aligned very well. You guys see that? I have no clue what I did, so I'm just going to scoot it over. But, which I may have just marked it wrong. I don't know. I'm just scooting it. It's fine. I'm just making the 1, but you would want to make sure you have it marked correctly if you're doing something. But I basically just need this wreath towards the top and centered. Now, again, this isn't really necessary for alignment. That's not a difficult thing to align at all when you're stamping. It's more so that I can re-ink it if I want to, because it's going to stamp in the exact same spot every time. I'm getting those magnets as close as I can because photopolymer stamps like to pick up the paper and pull it. Okay, so I'm going to move this down so you can see what I do next. You can ink these with regular ink pads, but I prefer Stampin' Spots because the big ones get ink all over here if you're not extremely careful. So I'm using my classic Stampin' Spot assortment. This is found in the annual catalog, and it comes with 8 random assorted colors. But if you don't have the colors you want in here, or you want whatever, we sell these with no ink in them. They're called uninked. And then you just take your ink refills and put whatever color you want in there, label it that way, it'll be permanently that color. And then you can just make more and more. I have a ton that I've made on my own as well. This just happened to come with the colors I need. Shaded Spruce and Real Red. So, again, the whole purpose of these is just to keep this part cleaner and then my cardstock cleaner as well. So you ink it up all the way around. You can use these on any stamps, by the way, that you own, and any size stamps. And also these are what come with Paper Pumpkin. So that gives you more of a supply for your Stamparatus, or just to use on regular stamping as well, which actually I'm going to do today. And then you just close it and press. With photopolymer, you can actually see the ink transfer. And you can, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but you can see that I'm not getting a good image right there. Probably I didn't put enough ink. But that, again, is fine. I'm going to pull it up slowly because I don't want my paper to shift. And then, oh, you know what that is? So my magnet was interfering. So let me scoot that back. Can you see the difference, how the ink transferred, which is going to be the same thing here. Oop, I might have just shifted it. I'm scared. I think it's okay. So sometimes those magnets can interfere, and in that case, just shift them around. Quit sticking paper. So on those two sides where I have less ink, I'm going to add more ink on my stamp. I'm not going to bother re-inking the whole thing because those other sides look fine. So hopefully I'm making sense of why I use this. And then, again, not necessary at all, but I went ahead and mounted the greeting. See, that one is in the right place. It's very interesting how that wreath was off. We're not going to talk about it right now. But, and this greeting says Heartfelt Christmas, and it is from A Merry Hello. And I just used it because I think it's so cute. And I wanted a smaller greeting to go down there, and I just love it. Sorry, Heartfelt Christmas. A Merry Hello is a host stamp set that you can purchase. I mean, sorry, you cannot purchase it. I can't even purchase it. But it comes free. Sorry, I can't talk. When you place a $150 order, collect $150 worth of orders from your friends, or host a party that's $150 or more, you get host benefits from Stampin' Up. And it's a % of the party that you get to spend. So this would only cost you, I believe it's $10 from your host dollars if you choose to get it. Man, I really messed that up. So if it doesn't make sense, let me know. $10, but host only. So if you've hosted or placed a $150 order, then you can choose this and redeem it as part of your free host dollars. So if you want to host a party with me, let me know. We can do it online. I love this because it has a 2020 stamp, and I'm going to use that on this card as well. Okay, so let me just do my greeting real quick. I'm just going to use the Real Red for that greeting. You can press harder with these Stampin' Spots because they are felt instead of foam like our big ink pads. Okay, so now we're done with the Stamparatus portion. And it's a little not inked well there, but you're going to see actually that will not show on this card at all. One last tip on this is you can close one side, but don't close both. Take that off and store it flat. So I always put it with the stamp facing up, or take the stamps off. And then I throw scratch paper on top so I don't get ink on my other stuff. Okay, so there's that part. And then for the inside of our card, I need a piece of scratch paper real quick. So I'm going to go off the edges. And I'm going to use two more images from A Merry Hello. So this is little stocking image, and then that 2020. This is for the inside of the card. So you can see, you can use these little spots on any size of a stamp. And you can ink it up this way like I am, or this way. And then I just want this up here in the corner because these are adorable. And then I don't know about y'all, but every time I send a card to somebody, whatever I write on the inside, even if it's just thank you, well, I don't do this on customer thank you cards, but that's because I don't write in them, so you can reuse it. But anyway, for everybody else, and then I always write the year. So look, I'm just going to stamp 2020. So cute. So this could go on the back of your card. This could go on anything that, of course, they picked a bad year to commemorate 2020. But if this is your graduation year or a big birthday or, you know, something that is worth remembering 2024, then you can use that. So it's kind of cool. I don't remember us having a year stamp before. I could be wrong, but maybe one for graduation before. Okay, so now we're just going to put this together. I'm going to need my silicone craft sheet for all of the cards today, I believe, for my wreaths. And where's my adhesive? Oh, yeah, it's in my adhesive container. Duh. So Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put this on the inside of the card just so I don't forget. So I like to hold my Stampin' Seal straight up and then break it off quickly. Don't waste any time on that breaking it off when you're done. Just a quick little flick. And that'll go on the inside. And then this can go ahead and go on my front because I'm not wrapping any ribbon around or nothing's getting attached behind it. So I can attach that to the front. Then for this, I want the green to go on top of the red. So I'm going to turn this one upside down. The silicone craft sheet just helps your adhesive not get all over your table or your scratch paper when you're working with something really thin like this or skinny. So as you can tell from what I just did, I only put it in a few spots, and it's basically just on some of the whole leaves. And then I'm just going to put this on top of the wreath, the red wreath, like that. And then I did use Stampin' Dimensionals on this. So I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Dimensionals on the white, in the white version. But I did make a mistake, and I thought I could just throw these on and they'll hide, but that was a mistake. So I'm actually going to put this against something lighter so I can see. They show through. So make sure you're putting them on top of an entire leaf and then they will hide. But these little tiny holes do show that white through there. So find one of the big leaves and tuck it behind there. I'm just sort of, there's 1, 2, 3. I'm just spacing them out basically. And there's one there, so I'll put one maybe right here. So like that. And I just needed a lighter background to be able to see what I was doing. And then you have to find all the dimensionals you put on here and peel the backings off. If you're like me, you can't remember what you did 5 seconds ago. So on all of the other cards, well, the other whole 2 cards I'm making today, I did not stamp the base. I used an extra die cut. But you can stamp it and it gives the very similar effect as this card. And of course that could have been in a different color to give even more contrast. But it definitely fills in a space back there to have that stamped on. So I thought that was really cool. Your first grandchild was born in 2020. Awesome. Nessa, I actually get to see you live for the full duration. Awesome. Carol, you've been using washi tape instead of magnets. Oh, that's an idea as well, to tape down your paper to the Stamparatus. And that's a perfectly good idea. That my only thing is I would just make sure I make the washi tape a little bit unsticky, like on my skin first, because I have had washi tape rip my paper, even like when I showed y'all on my, when I use it on my paper trimmer. So there's like half of one of those mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put that on the back of this bow. But that's a great idea to washi tape it down. And probably why you did that is because the magnets can interfere, which I always just move them to where they don't, but they definitely can interfere with your stamping. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to add some red rhinestones because, of course, why not? And also, don't you guys think the die cutting covered up my mistakes on my stamping there, so we're good to go on that part. Okay, so I want my Take Your Pick tool. Has the putty end to pick up anything you want, a pointy piercer end, a spatula end, and then there's also, it comes with a stylus that attaches there. But I use it to pick up my rhinestones or any of my sticky back embellishments. And I'm just putting these around randomly, trying to kind of evenly space them. I was going to do like groups of 3 at first, but I changed my mind on this card. I thought it would be too much. So there we go. So there's your first card. It's actually pretty simple. Of course, besides the fact that you would need to do all that die cutting before you made it, and the Stamparatus is completely optional. But otherwise, it's actually a pretty simple card. Thank you, Carol. But I like it. Like, I like that clean, whatever look. And then I love how deep red this velvet paper is, I'm telling y'all. So nice. Let me see. Stamping under the die cut's good, Robin. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Susan. Let me scroll back a little. Thank you. I think I saw Susan. Thank you, Marcia. Mary Ann's late. No problem. Just check out that replay. Oh, Janet also had a first grandchild. Janet and Martha. Cool. Okay, so there it is. Let's move on. So the next one is going to be a fall card. And also pretty much just as simple. So our card base is crumb cake, 5.5, 8.5. Then there's a piece of Cajun Craze, 4 by 5 1/4, and that has been embossed with the Pine Wood Planks embossing folder. Mine's really old and loved, but it still works. And again, I've shown on other videos how to do this. I'm just doing it, not doing it today to save time. But you put your paper in there. This will be, if you buy it now, ignore all my instructions. It will be a 3D embossing folder. So with your instructions from your machine, it'll be the gray number 4 on top and no cutting pad on bottom. Mine's an older folder, so it's a little different. Same design though, of course. And then I have a scrap of Very Vanilla. And then I'm going to use, for this one, you've already gotten a sneak peek because I showed you all those pieces from die cutting all the wreaths. But I'm using the brushed metallic cardstock, which comes with bronze, gold, and copper. And yes, I did have to make myself a chart because when I get them separate, I can't tell the difference. And I have to hold them up to this chart to see what color I'm holding in my hand. I can pretty much tell the copper, but the bronze and gold play tricks on my eyes. It might be the lighting in my room or something. But I used all 3 colors. So, gold, copper, and bronze. And I did do these berries, the lightest one, on purpose. And then, last but not least, I used the Gilded Autumn designer paper, which has these pieces of designer paper that have images you can punch out. I'm going to grab one that's already been punched from. And this is gorgeous paper. You should check it out. I've shown it several times, so I won't make you sit through that again. But so there's that paper, and then we have the autumn punch pack. You get all 3 punches for one price, and that's in the holiday. So again, who knows if they're going to carry over or not. So all 3 of these have images on this sheet of paper, and I want that acorn right there. So I'm going to trim down so that I can get to it, and then just position it. Of course, you could hand cut these out as well, and then squeeze. And then I actually pre-did another one. So I have 2 acorns. I tried the leaves on this card, but I didn't end up liking them. I'm not sure why, but those can be punched out as well, and there's leaves in this shape as well. So the autumn punch pack is pretty awesome as well. I do have, or I will have on my blog post about this video, a list of all of the supplies, including those with, and that list links you back to my store if you need anything or whatever. Okay, so let's fold in half. The other thing, when I fold normally, if I'm making a card for someone that, you know, I'm going to use, I turn it over and stamp and sign the back first. Handmade, made with love, whatever. That way, in case I mess that up horribly, I can make that be the front of my card, and I get a second chance to stamp and sign the back. You always want people to know that you made the card, and don't let them think that you maybe bought it somewhere at a specialty store or whatever. Okay, so for this one, I'm using Cajun Craze and Crumb Cake ink. And from Arrange a Wreath, there's this image that kind of looks like a wood crate, and then Give Thanks. So those are my stamps. And my table is really firm, but if you don't have a firm table, you need something under your paper when you stamp with photopolymer stamps to get a good image. And even with one this solid, I sometimes pick it up and rub my finger underneath it to make sure all that ink transfers. But what I recommend if you don't have a good firm table is the Stampin' Pierce Mat, which is not in the catalog, but it's in the online store. And then Cajun Craze, and that's crooked. I'm going to hand cut it out, so it's fine. That's why I wasn't trying to be careful. So Cajun Craze, remember, ink gently on our regular stamp pads. And I do want to align this a little straighter with the lines on the stamp. So I just did that visually. That would be another good use for Stamparatus. And this was, again, inspired, mine's nowhere near this elaborate, but from the wreath that Karen gave me. And it's a magnet, in case you didn't see that at the beginning, on a mason jar lid. So you can totally use this whole bundle with that, with those, I should say. Okay, so we'll just snip this out real quick. It's pretty simple since it's straight lines. Well, sometimes I think I do worse on straight lines than curved images, but who knows. Oh, and this is very vanilla cardstock. On my original sample, I used white, and then I had it all put together, and later I was like, why didn't I use vanilla? This is like a fall card, fall colors. That white's a little stark. So we'll see if this one, if it makes a slight difference being vanilla, which is more the color of these as well. So anyway, that's one small difference in the two cards. Okay, so I'm ready to put it together. And again, nothing is being attached behind here, so I can go ahead and add this to my card. I'm gonna do the wreath the same as before. So my, that one, gold, I believe, is gonna go on bottom. And the berries are going to be sandwiched in the middle. These are the bronze. And then the dark copper on top. Isn't this like amazing? Don't you wish, or I should say, I wish I was creative enough to come up with all these products. But that's why I buy them from Stampin' Up! Instead. And then this one. So a really nice full wreath there. I think Karen's, yeah, hers is 3 layers, but 2 are the berries, like Cajun and crushed curry, I think, and then a green on top with the leaves. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with the minis. You can see the leaves a little easier here because of the color of the paper. And then attach just like before. I feel like when I'm in a live class and it gets really quiet when I'm talking and I'm like, is everybody still listening? Even though you should be quiet when you're listening, but it feels like nobody's listening because it's so quiet. Anyway, that's how I feel when I get quiet on my videos. I want that right about there. Couple of dimensionals here. I'm just going to grab minis to make this faster. Y'all know I usually take my big ones and cut them in half, but I would have to find them at this moment. And I'm putting that in the center. Oh, that's cute. You can kind of tuck your leaves where they overlap. And then for the acorns, I'm just attaching them together. If I can get my hands on them. Just with my regular adhesive. And then again, regular adhesive to attach them to the wreath. Right about there. And then to cover up that part and also just to make it cuter, I'll do a bow. So I'm using the braided linen trim. And I have just enough left on this roll for a bow. However, I do have a whole new package as well. But this is, again, from inspiration from Karen because she did a double bow with braided linen trim, which I've never done before. So a double bow is basically 2 strings instead of 1. And then you make a bow. So I'm going to do a bunny, am I? Yes, I'm going to do a bunny ear bow. I can't remember if that's how I did my other one, but actually I don't think I will do bunny ears. It's going to be easier for me with strings to do a regular bow. So it's just like a normal tying your shoes kind of bow. When you do the double bow, if you don't cut your strings apart, you just have to remember which loop is the loose ends versus which loop are the loops of the bow. It can get confusing. Those are my loose ends. And then I'll trim those down. Like that. Something like that. By the way, if you're just joining, make sure you comment because you'll then be entered to win the 3 cards I'm making today. Okay, so now I need mini glue dots. Pretty much what I always use for bows. Don't touch the dot. Put your embellishment on the dot, pick it up, and then place that on your project so it doesn't get unsticky. And that's it. So again, it's really not a detailed card. It's not super complicated, but the wreath makes it look detailed, even though it's a simple design. Trying to see what's in my camera there. Okay, so there's that one. Thank you, thank you. Love this metallic brush metallic paper, which by the way, who knows if it's going to continue, so get it now. Okay, after this last card, I have some extra samples to show you, so hopefully I will not forget. This is my favorite one just because of like the colors and stuff. I'm just gonna throw my supplies over here. Oh, and I love the greeting I'm using on this one. I will show you. So this is a white card base, Whisper White, 5.5, 8.5, 4 by 5 1/4 real red, and then 3 3/4 by 5 real red. So just go down 1/4 of an inch each layer. A scrap of white. This piece of ribbon, which is the red sheer ribbon from the holiday catalog, real red sheer. I didn't want to forget to put this one around this piece. That's why I pre-cut it. And then for my wreaths, I have the red and green foil. So cute. So that's the red and green foil, again, in our holiday. Don't know if it'll carry over. This one, you basically get double what you get in our normal foil, so 2 sheets of each. So it's $10 instead of $5, and it's gorgeous. And, oh, and then the stamp set I'm going to use is called Christmas Means More, and it's in the holiday catalog. This is my first time using it, but I've loved it since it came out because it has all these quotes from movies, and my favorite, funniest Christmas movie is The Grinch, and I know a lot of people haven't even seen that movie or they don't like it. It's with Jim Carrey, but it's so funny, yet also touching and all that, like most Christmas movies are, but, and it's Anthony Hopkins narrates it, so that I always hear this in his voice. But maybe Christmas perhaps means a little more. So love it, but it's also got, of course, from Elf, and I think, I know that's an older movie, maybe Miracle on 34th Street. I can't remember which movies those were from. That's embarrassing. But anyway, and then it has this bell, which I'm going to talk about after this card, and a little holly image. So there we go. But I'm using, of course, the one from Elf. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little more, a little bit more. Okay, so for this card, I embossed this piece here with the brick and mortar embossing folder. Susan, which stamp set was it? Well, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Christmas Means More or the Arrange a Wreath. Other demonstrators are who made me want Arrange a Wreath, if that's the one you're talking about, because I saw their samples and I was like, okay, fine. Jimmy Stewart Christmas movie. Oh yeah, Wonderful something. Is it Wonderful Christmas? Wonderful World? I can't remember either. Okay, so for this one, let me just get, I'll do my folding real quick, and then I need to get this greeting out of the way for you guys. And then we'll just assemble. I need to remember this one has the little bead, what are they called? Rhinestones. So I have to find those on this table. Okay, so there's our card base, our real red. I need to do the greeting. Okay, so on this scrap of white, I'm going to use, again, my Stampin' Spot, which you could use a regular one as well, but I want this greeting in real red. Like I said, with the spots, another small benefit is you can twist them, which you shouldn't do with the foam ones just because it messes up the foam. So you can press harder and you can twist to get like more ink coverage, basically. And I'm just stamping this. I don't know if this is barely big enough. And definitely use a foam mat under if you don't have a good, smooth, firm table surface. There's that. And then going to hand cut this one out. There, no, just kidding. So I cracked myself up. So like I've done before, just make wide cuts or long cuts where you open the scissors and then keep cutting until you have to reopen them. And then when possible, move the paper with your other hand instead of moving the scissors. And I go back and forth between when I do that versus when I move the scissors. but this is a lot of paper moving right now. I don't know if you can tell that in the video. But I know I've said this a lot, but one reason I like this technique is because it lets more of this other stuff on your card show. It basically doesn't hide as much. So, and in the case of this card, that was definitely a thing. It let more of the wreath show by doing it this way. These little holly berries and leaves here kind of match the other single image from this stamp set as well. And almost done. So, trying to fill in the air here. I don't have much else to say about this one right now. How many of you have seen The Grinch? So funny. I quote that movie probably weekly, if not maybe monthly. There's so many funny things in it, but maybe you have to like Jim Carrey to like it. I don't know. Okay, so there it is. But by the way, The Grinch comes on every year on TV, and it's like a different version. It's like a long version, and I hate it, so I recommend the DVD. It has all these extra scenes that were obviously cut for a reason. So, whatever. That's just a little information that you probably don't need. So I'm adding this real red sheer ribbon here. I love that you can reposition. This is one of the reasons I only attach my ribbon on the back. Also, I just don't like how it is like when you put adhesive on the front, even though this one's clear, so that's another reason not to. But even when they're not clear, I don't know, I feel like you can see where I've tacked it down and where I haven't. So I usually only attach it to the back. And then I'll go ahead and attach that to the real red card, or piece. And when I do my ribbon this way, I always make sure I put adhesive across the ribbon as well, so that I can so that it doesn't work its way back out of the card later. That's like a second line of defense to hold it down, since there's nothing here. And it's safe to put this on. I always have to check for that if you need to attach anything around or behind before you put everything down on your card. And of course, always stamp before attaching. Then we'll do our wreath again. I guess I could have pre-assembled these last wreaths to save you guys some time, but I didn't think about it since the technique was finished being shown in the very first one. Very sticky adhesive. Okay, and then one more. So the wreaths, you can cut them from regular paper, of course, regular cardstock, but they look so awesome with the specialty papers, glimmer papers. I have another glimmer one to show, or I don't know if I've used any, but anyway, I have a glimmer one to show you after this card, just to show. And foil and all that stuff, really pretty. Okay. Oh, let me fix this. Let's see if I can pick it up. I basically aligned that with the other green wreath. Did you guys see that? You have to offset it, or it kind of defeats the purpose of the layers. That's what happens when you get in a hurry on a video. That's better. Okay, again, with our dimensionals, get them on the big leaves so that they don't show in the front. Let me see here. Somebody said something earlier that I didn't catch. I'm not sure if I can find it. I don't know if it was a question that I missed. Saw Nessa, I think it was above Nessa's comment. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Sandy, what are you not good at? I should read, it would be nice if I could read the comments right when you guys make them. Let's see here. Oh, I don't necessarily see any I like the Grinch comments. That's okay. I know I'm in the minority on that. And then so on these mini dimensionals, for some reason, the edges are like this wide. They're probably wider than a regular Stampin' Dimensional, but I just want a couple of chunks of those to use to attach this piece. And I could use my regular dimensionals as well. But, and I'm going to put these more away from the edge so that they don't stick to the wreath. So it's going to go in the center. So they're kind of in the middle of that greeting. So there's that. And then I need a bow, which I debated on doing a bow or tying this around and putting a bow on the side, and I decided to go with ribbon behind and down here. That was a bunny ear bow. I forgot to do it slowly. Let me grab the ones I have for ribbon, which are a little, or less sticky. Oh, turned out good the first time. Okay, mini glue dots. And goes right there. And then I'm going to add rhinestones. So I have to find the rhinestones first. Oh, here they are. But anyway, on these little berries is where I'm going to put them. So, and these red rhinestones, they're in our annual catalog. They're very small. So they fit really well. I'm looking for my take your pick tool while I'm talking. They fit really well on that, even though it's really a tiny image. Found it. So I was even like, these might be too big. Let me test it. And they were not. So instead of having to color it in, I just did rhinestones. Plus, of course, then they're shinier. Okay, so there's the last card. Hope you guys like that. I think I like it the most because of the color. Like, it's just very vibrant. And it feels a little more fancy, whatever, than the first two. I mean, I like them as well, but... Oh, yay, Sandy. Hopefully that's a good close-up for you. Never consistent with outline. That's why you use dies and punches. Yeah, I understand. I do understand. Okay, so let me bring out the 3 cards again, and then I have a couple of other samples to show you guys. So 2 Christmas and 1 fall. Brushed metallic, foil, and velvet paper. Love it. So for this card, I was going back and forth between 2 greetings to use. So I also made this version with the every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, which I can hear that little girl's voice when I say that as well. And from the Christmas Means More stamp, there is a bell image. Is that blurry? Looks blurry on my iPad. This bell image right here. So I stamped that and heat embossed it with silver powder on smoky slate cardstock. And then I wanted to show you, because I tested to see if that bell image fit the die from Sounds of the Season. So here's the die. right there. It's the single die. And it does fit it, but it puts that big extra piece at the top. So it's a wonderful life. I knew it had the word wonderful in it. So you could use these dies to die cut out that bell from Christmas Means More, and then tuck it under something like I did and completely hide that. It gives you a nice piece to put adhesive on and all that stuff, or a dimensional or whatever, and tuck it under there. Or you could use it to die cut and then hand trim the rest if you wanted to. This stamp set does have its own bell images, and you can see why it's bigger because of that. And that's the bundle, Cherish the Season bundle. But I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the same shape as that other bell from Cherish the Season bundle, which these dies are called Sounds of the Season. And of course they have these gorgeous detail bells as well as the outline ones. So wanted to show you that. And then that alternate card right there, which is very similar. I just left off the ribbon, and you can see the differences there, but it's very similar. And then I used from this same stamp set, the Merry Christmas, because I thought it was very fancy, to put on this wreath on one of our gold pizza boxes. So they are fully gold. I'm not on the inside, but they are shiny, shiny gold. And they're extremely easy to assemble. But I wanted a fancy greeting. And then these are the flowers I mentioned at the beginning that I die cut out. These are with the red velvet paper. When you die cut them out, it puts the holes in it. So I cut little tiny pieces of bumblebee cardstock and glued them behind so that they would be yellow to make it look more like a poinsettia. And then this is the only one I did where I did 4 layers. So I did the green foil on bottom, and then gold foil berries and red foil berries and green foil wreath on top. And then this is the red satin ribbon from our annual catalog. So that's going to make a really cute gift packaging for the holidays. These gold pizza boxes are in our annual catalog. And anything I talk about is in the online store. It's just if you're looking at a paper book and you want to find it, that's where it's located. And then, y'all know I have a black cat named Yucky. Or if you don't know that's her name, now you do. And so I know Halloween's past, but I wanted to make a Halloween wreath, first of all. There's the glimmer paper I talked about earlier. So I have black leaves and then black glitter. It's called glitter paper in our holiday catalog, with the berry one. And then I did these little spider dies from another set of dies. It'll be listed on the blog. And then this cat from Ghoulish Goodies stamp set. And I hand cut that out, which that was a little more difficult because you had to cut right to the edge to try not to leave the white border. And then the metallic mesh bow. So I know Halloween's over, but this will be saved back for next year. And it's pretty cute. And that's our white pizza boxes. So they come in white or gold. And they're both awesome. And again, super simple to assemble. Oh my goodness. And so you could do pizza boxes for any theme, obviously, not just Christmas or Halloween. Okay, so I think I showed you all my samples. I didn't get to look through my samples, but I don't really think I have any others here from other people with a Ranger wreath, so I won't be showing any more. But I did make all of these for the video besides the one Karen gave me, which usually I don't do that, so yay me, making extra samples. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, first of all. I hope you have a great day and a great week. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. next week. I know there's lots of people from all over the world that watch Facebook Live, so thank you if you're watching somewhere else. But if you're here in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a good time, whatever you get to do for that. But I don't know. I'm still going to try to do a live next week. I just don't know yet for sure. So I'll update everybody whether it's a yes or no. But I hope to be able to do one just on a different day. Don't know what day that'll be yet. So happy Thanksgiving, Sherry. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Yes, Susan, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys get your favorite dish. I'm not a cook, so that's another story. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I love all the hearts and stuff. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you later. Bye.